Hi everyone. I hope I'm wearing this hat right. It's not mine, but anyway, I picked it up, and for the subject that I'm talking about today, it seems like it's appropriate. I want to talk about sex. Now, for a guy of 84 to talk about sex is complicated. But nevertheless, it's a subject that has come up for me personally, and I want to share just my insights around it. Because, yeah, I mean, I remember myself as age 30, 35, 40, being incredibly sexually active and just wanting to have sex all the time. And recognizing that, when it was about sex, it was about orgasm, and that was what it was about. And after orgasm was over, there was feeling relaxed and nice to go to sleep again. I think for women it's very different, and I really, really don't want to take up the woman's point of view, because it's not my place to do that. But I do recognize that for women, sex is very different. It doesn't have always that immediacy of wanting to ejaculate. They want more time. But when you get to 84, there is kind of a different thing that starts to happen. The urge is no longer there. The attraction to sex is still present. I mean, I can watch a beautiful woman walk past and feel kind of a sexual arousal. And I want to explore that, because what does it mean to talk about a sexual arousal? So there does feel like there is, in the base of my spine, an energy center. And that energy center has something to do with what people call kundalini and tantra, to stimulate that energy center and get the energy to flow upwards if one can. And that as it flows upwards, because it's such a powerful energy, and it does feel like it does flow. It does feel like it wants to rise up, that sexual energy. I often talk of a serpent sitting there coiled up and then suddenly starting to rise. And it just needs a little bit of stimulation. The younger you are, the less stimulation you need. But the fact that I'm 84 now allows me to observe this energy in a different kind of way. I can see it. I can feel it. And I can see it still sitting there as a serpent, wanting to rise up. And it doesn't take much still, even at 84. But it has a different component to it now. The orgasm aspect of it, while it still sits around, it no longer has that intense drive to release itself. And so I've been watching it and watching the way it sits there, and then it stirs up and it wants to rise up. And I can feel it as it moves up. And when I no longer have that powerful drive to release it, I can just see this energy flowing up, and it has a kind of gentleness to it, a kind of beautiful openness to it. And I can allow it to rise up, and if I do allow it to rise up into the heart, then I do feel this astonishing, loving presence of my wife. I can feel it rising up, and it changes everything about my attitude towards her and towards people around me. It doesn't have a sexual aspect to it. The recognition that it's actually an energy of love. And that's what's so beautiful about this energy. When you become free to allow it to be there, and stop having this idea that when it arises that it wants to release itself in orgasm, when you no longer are attached to that mechanism, that habit of this energy which we call sexual, arising and wants to release itself, when one can, as it were, step back into oneself and allow the energy to keep flowing, because it will do that. This sense of the need to orgasm, has to do with procreation. I mean, I guess it's there in order for that. So it's very powerful when we're young. It's very powerful when we're young, because we do need to procreate, and so it has that quality to it, needing to release itself. But when you get older, sorry, this is just a bit small for me. When you get older, then the need to procreate is no longer there. Then often this energy just wants to have the pleasure, and it's grabbed hold of by your pleasure center. It's so just to have sex and to orgasm. But at 84, one gets the chance to step back a little bit, and that's what's so beautiful, because then you can see this energy is not wanting to always release itself. In fact, no longer does it have the need to release itself, because procreation is no longer necessary. It now has a different purpose. And that purpose is to rise up, to flow into the heart center, and to wake up the heart center, to wake up the other centers in the body. And there are many other centers. All of them can be woken up by this powerful energy. Even when you get to 84, it still has this astonishing power, but it's now a power of awakening the whole being of oneself, awakening the deepest aspects, because the deepest aspects of all these qualities and these energies inside us is love. There is only love in that sense. So the quality of even the energy rising up into the abdomen fills the abdomen up with this warmth, the warmth of presence, and flows up into the heart. And it's the warmth of deep love that wants to go out into the world. When it flows up into the throat, it's wanting to sing. And when it flows higher into the mind, then beautiful images come up. So this is a powerful energy that one can use, and we need to get out of this habitual thinking of it as sex, because it stands there, and that's where it starts. So it starts in the lower aspects, and the first center that gets activated might be the sex center. But if we just release it, then you don't get the benefits of it flowing upwards and waking up all the other centers as it flows upwards. It's so beautiful. And as an older man, I can talk about it in a way that a young person can't. And I get it that if you're still very young, the energy wants to move to procreation. How often you have to procreate? You don't have to, so that you can use the energy not only for procreation, but for rising up and filling your body up with this astonishing, fill yourself up with this energy of the loving presence of this beautiful energy. And when I look out upon the world now, and even look at this, the feminine energies out there, it's no longer lustful. It's no longer a sense of wanting that's out there. It's more that I recognize in the feminine, not a woman, the feminine energy that's there, that's flowing in that being. If the being is walking in a sexual way, it's beautiful to watch. It's God-given energy flowing in that being, and look how it's being used. Poetry. It's absolute poetry for me when I see this beautiful woman walking down full of her feminine energy. It's poetry at work. So we need to shift our concepts and ideas of the way we're seeing the world, and begin to recognize the energies that are flowing inside us. These energies don't belong to us in a sense. They are manifestations of the great mystery that has created form and filled us with energies, like a guitar playing us. Beautiful, beautiful. So please have a look at these energies that are within us. They have purpose, they have meaning, but they're not what we think they are. And we need to slowly uncover this layers that are sitting there in the deeper parts of ourselves. And why I keep talking about depth. We need to find the depth of who we are and enjoy it and not suppress it. It wants to sing us. Have a beautiful day.